Good evening and welcome to Newsfeed. Today is Thursday, November 21st, 2019. I'm Sydney Smith.
And I'm Timothy Hardial. We're excited to have you here watching with us tonight. Let's see what's happening in Ann Arbor.
This past Sunday, over 100 Ann Arbor students and residents took to the streets, marching to raise awareness about local affordable housing problems. The Washtenaw General Defense Committee said, quote, rent went up 15% in the last year, alone in some areas of the city, end quote. They argue that the rent increase puts continual strain on Ann Arbor residents looking for off-campus housing, forcing many to commute as they are priced out of the city. Several social activism groups, including the Huron Valley Democratic Socialists of America and the Interfaith Council for Peace Justice, had representatives at the march. The affordable housing issue has also been brought to City Council. On Monday night, City Council members met with Jennifer Hall, the Executive Director of the Ann Arbor Housing Commission, to discuss new housing projects in the city. With the approval of a new affordable housing development on Catherine Street, City Council is taking, quote, the first steps in a 4 to 5 year process towards affordable housing development, end quote.
On Friday, Michigan's largest medical marijuana company will open in Ann Arbor. The dispensary, Skymint, has applied for a recreational license, but according to the retail division president Summer Ransom Cleveland, it could take up to 90 days to be approved. Until the request for a recreational license is approved, customers will have to provide a medical marijuana card for purchase. Ransom Cleveland said, quote, Ann Arbor has always been so welcoming to this kind of industry, and I feel it's truly our patient base and customer base. We've been waiting on this location for close to a year now, end quote. The grand opening will include coffee from Ann Arbor's Ruse Roast, along with, quote, magic brownies and cookies, end quote, from Zingerman's. The Marijuana Regulatory Agency announced last week that beginning on December 1st, Michigan residents will be able to legally purchase marijuana from stores.
Last Tuesday night, more than 30 students staked out on the Dyad to participate in the inaugural One Night Without a Home event in Ann Arbor. The event was hosted by the Shelter Association of Washtenaw County, or SALC, along with student orgs, InReach, and the public health advocacy org, Curis, as a part of the National Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Week. The Sleep Out featured speeches from social activism student orgs and testimonials from SALC clients. It also featured activities to engage students with the realities of homelessness and confront their bias towards people experiencing homelessness. There was also a candlelight vigil to honor those who lost their lives to homelessness. Sarah Papsel, the Director of Development for SALC, said that while students may not fully understand the realities of homelessness, they can empathize with the realities of spending a night outside in the cold. Papsel said, quote, we want to be very thoughtful about what we think we can understand, and we don't want to be insulting to anyone that we could truly understand what those individuals are going through. But we can talk about it. We can raise awareness, end quote.
Now it's time for a short break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Oh my gosh, we only have a minute to get to class.
What? Well, alright, I need to go get some water from the vending machine.
I'm gonna be eco-friendly and fill up my water bottle.
Well, I guess I'll see you in class.
Alright. fresh.
Ah, come on, I just need to get to class.
Welcome back to the show. You're watching Newsfeed. Let's continue with our local news. The University of Michigan opened the second half of the Museum of Natural History on Sunday, November 10th. The first section of the museum was revealed in April. It is housed in the $261 million Biological Science Building. The Museum of Natural History's origins date back to the university's first natural history collections, which were founded in 1837. The museum will add 3 new exhibits called Under the Microscope, Exploring Michigan, and People and the Planet. These exhibits will include a giant walk-in model of a cell, life-size dioramas, a 25-foot Quetzalcoatlus pterosaur, and a fossil prep lab. Director of the museum, Amy Harris, stated, quote, "It's been so exciting to share our new home, galleries, and programming with the community," end quote. Since its reopening in April, the museum has welcomed more than 100,000 visitors.
Last weekend, the University of Michigan went up against Michigan State for their notorious annual football game. While this weekend can be full of fun rivalry, some argue fraternity Psi Upsilon took the competitive nature too far. On Saturday's tailgate, they hung a banner on the outside of their building that read, quote, "You can't touch us," at Larry Nassar, end quote. Many students were outraged, and the sign even drew the attention of USA Olympic gymnast Simone Biles. Biles tweeted about the banner, quote, "Unbelievable. This is the type of stuff that makes me sick to my stomach. I hope the school is taking the proper measurements and investigating this," end quote. Biles is one of the several victims of former Dr. Larry Nassar's criminal sexual conduct. The sign was later removed. Members of Psi Upsilon released a statement Tuesday, apologizing and saying that the sign was, quote, "tasteless and offensive and should not have been allowed," end quote. Spokesman Rick Fitzgerald said the fraternity will be, quote, "pursuing corrective action with those responsible for hanging the banners and those who failed to intervene," end quote.
Northern Michigan's Leelanau County is taking grievances about Traverse City's Ironman competition to the Attorney General. The 70.3-mile triathlon race closed down several main thoroughfares, causing inconvenience to residents and impeding the route of one ambulance, according to County Administrator Chet Janik. County commissioners voted 6-1 to file a complaint after county residents voiced complaints to them. Janik said in an interview with TV 7 and 4 that the Michigan State Police stated that they have a right to close roads if a safety need arises. However, he also stated that Ironman roads were closed not by the state police, but by the now former road commission manager. This was the first time the Ironman triathlon was held in Traverse City, and organizers plan on holding it again on August 30th, 2020.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some national and international news.
Hey, Hard, what's this?
That's my resignation letter.
You're resigning. Why?
Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you get stuff like this.
You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately.
That's why I'm ready to quit.
I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me.
Okay, but remember, it's not what you say, it's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
I'm Anne. I'm a scientist.
Recycling takes a team.
Why don't you let me
And me.
help you out?
Everyone plays a part. Don't trash
I love taking stuff apart and building new things out of it.
what could be treasure.
Pal's my most advanced android.
This is awesome.
You haven't seen anything yet.
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
Welcome back to Newsfeed. Now let's get into our national and international news. On Wednesday, November 20th, 10 presidential candidates took the stage in Atlanta for the 5th Democratic debate. Pre-debate, the four front-runners were Joe Biden, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, and Pete Buttigieg. The New York Times released a review of what to expect entering round 5. New York Times writers Shane Gomaker and Adrian Ramick wrote, quote, Buttigieg has recently emerged as a leader in some Iowa polls, and Senator Sanders appears re-energized by the endorsement of Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. But the two candidates at center stage are still former Vice President Biden and Senator Elizabeth Warren, end quote. The majority of the debates thus far have discussed taxes for the extremely wealthy and have been criticized for their lack of coverage on more social issues like climate change. Next show, we will follow up on what took place in last night's debate. Simultaneously, in the world of politics, the impeachment trials continue as the House hears testimony from a key witness, Trump donor and European Ambassador Gordon Sondland.
On November 13th, NBC featured a segment on black market marijuana vape substitutes in order to investigate vape-related illnesses. Entrepreneurs Aaron Riley and Antonio Frazier created a new way to test these products, called CannaSafe, and tested it on 6 brands of black market vape cartridges. None of the black market products were found to be safe for consumption. Toxins such as formaldehyde, carbon monoxide, and hydrogen cyanide were found to be in these knockoffs, all of which are carcinogens. Professionals caution users to be aware of the marijuana products that they consume, as black market products are packaged similarly to name brand products.
Former First Lady Michelle Obama was nominated Wednesday for a Grammy for an audiobook narration of her memoir, Becoming. Her memoir came out on November 13, 2018. Obama competes in this category again as Sekul Andrews, The Stirring Theory, and Michael Diamond and Adam Horowitz of the Beastie Boys. Becoming has sold over 10 million copies and is a New York Times bestseller. If Obama wins, this will be her first Grammy, but the third in the family. Former President Barack Obama has won twice before for his 2 books, Dreams of My Father and The Audacity of Hope. The winner will be announced at the annual Grammys Awards show on January 26, 2020.
Well, that's all we have for you tonight. I'm Timothy Hardial.
And I'm Sydney Smith.
And you've just been Newsfed.